There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonko table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonko table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yo, folks. Welcome to the latest and the greatest from the Yonko table. That is the voice of Grandmaster Hoop coming at you from the Rock of Eternity. And if you don't know that reference, I barely knew it myself. Well, that's a Shazam reference because we're here to talk about Shazam, Fury of the Gods, the sequel to 2019's Shazam, another entry in the DC extended universe. And I say that because, you know, you have to be specific now because, well, we're going to get into it, but we're entering a new phase or whatever for the DC universe. But this is Shazam, Fury of the Gods, part of the DC extended universe. With me, as always, is fellow Yonko, DrJaceAttorney. DrJaceAttorney, did you scream Shazam upon the conclusion of this movie because you were so empowered by this film that you wanted to turn into a superhero version of yourself by shouting Shazam?
I could say that for the first Shazam movie. I left the theater saying Shazam, you know, expecting a bolt of lightning to come down, but not for Shazam 2. Shazam 2, I mean, and we'll get into it, but for Shazam Fury of the Gods, I feel like it plays it too safe for a superhero movie in 2023. I feel like it didn't do enough different. And the things that it stuck by in terms of like, oh, well, let's just be that run-of-the-mill comedy. I felt like some jokes were funny. Some jokes, you know, got a chuckle out of me. But yeah, no, this I think this is one of the last duds in the DCEU before we get the soft reset, the soft reboot with the Flash, before it changes everything.
Then it goes into the Gunverse.
Well, actually,
Gunverse. Ooh,
we'll
like
get
that.
into it. The Flash is not the last film.
Well, right. We have Aquaman.
Right. But yes, the Flash should change up things. But if this is supposed to be a lead-in, I don't know if it was a great one, but we're not alone. You already heard his voice. Let's see who's joining us tonight. Which supernovas are in the house? All right, let's get to it. I feel we're being a little bit around the bush already about it, but it sounds like lightning did not strike twice here.
That implies that lightning struck the first time. Did you like Shazam 1?
I enjoyed Shazam 1. I did.
I enjoyed Shazam 1.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't a big deal, but I left the movie theater saying, okay, that was a fun movie. I'm never going to watch again, but sure, I had fun. I didn't feel like I wasted my money.
You know what's funny? At the time when I saw Shazam 1, I left the theater thinking, oh my God, is this the best film in the DCEU? And then I started thinking about it because I'm like, well, the only thing it has competition with is Wonder Woman 1.
At the time, I guess.
At the time, right? Because at this point, the Suicide Squad had not come out. I know some people really like 2016 Suicide Squad, but I remember walking out of Shazam 1 thinking, "Damn, you know, it's not what I'm looking for in a DC movie, but you know, this was a good run. I like Shazam 1." And maybe part of that is goodness, what's his name? Is it
Asher Angel?
Asher Angel. I love Asher Angel. I feel like he does a great Billy Batson in both the first and the second one. I feel like he's more underutilized in the second one.
We'll get into that. That. But yeah, I give Asher Angel his props in the first one. I think with the first one, as you said, it's not what you expected from a DC film. But I think that's what works about it, is that it's just kind of fun. It's family friendly. It's like the stakes are not as high. And
it's not a beam in the sky.
It had a charm to it. It just had a really
and also it makes sense for Shazam to be lighthearted. Like Shazam's a kid. He's a kid in a god's body. Like, so it makes sense that it's gonna be lighthearted.
Right.
Now this one, it's like I went in knowing it was gonna be lighthearted, but there's lighthearted and then there's cringy.
well.
And
I don't know if I call it cringy. However, the lightheartedness that they try to recreate the second time around,
it was forced as hell, not natural. There were some parts that were funny, but I was just like, oh, please stop.
I think I know the reason why this one doesn't work as much.
Why?
It is the younger cast that I think sells this film. However, compared to the first film, so for those listening, the gimmick is, Billy isn't a kid. He's in a foster home and he lives with 5 other siblings and they all turn into adults. In the first film, Billy is the only one to be, Shazammed, and it's, Zachary Levi, the whole, whatever. And then by the end of the movie, the rest of the kids Shazam and they all get their powers too.
Right.
This movie cuts a lot of the kids out, I think, in favor of the adult cast. We don't get to see the kids that much. And so we're watching a bunch of adults run around as kids too much. And it's just like, we get the gimmick. There are kids in adult bodies. And I think the gimmick kind of overstays its welcome a little bit. There wasn't a balance like the first one.
And I didn't feel like most of the adults in the Shazam family were really, like, I didn't buy that they were still kids, if that makes sense. Like, who's the little black girl that turns into the adult?
The adult is Megan Good.
Megan Good. Outside of Megan Good and Zachary Levi, I didn't.
All
really
the others, they pretty much act like adults.
They act like themselves. Like Megan Good, like she really is doing like her best, like ditzy, 8-year-old child, and it's like, okay, clearly she's a kid in a grown-up's body. Zachary Levi, still doing his Zachary Levi impression from the first Shazam, but everyone else kind of felt, I guess, natural as adults, which is not bad, but at the same time, it's like, isn't the gimmick that they're all kids and they should all be like super silly? Like, yeah, they still do silly things and they have, like childlike tendencies, but I don't know, like I just didn't buy that every single one of these members were kids in adult bodies, if that makes sense. It just it didn't reel me in like the way the first Shazam did, where it's like, okay, you have Billy Batson, he's a kid, he does kid stuff, and then you have Zachary Levi as Shazam, and there was a balance, like you said. There was a good balance of like, yeah, Zachary Levi is just acting like a child, and but it makes sense. He's the only one that has this power.
Right. And now it has to be shared. It has to be a universal thing where they all have to equally give off the idea that they are kids in adult bodies.
6 characters, Jesus.
Well, technically 12. And
I meant as the adult, but yeah.
But
12.
So it's like at times they do sometimes feel underutilized compared to the first film. On top of that, we have, our main 6, but then we have the new threat, which is the Daughters of Atlas. Overall, the Daughters of Atlas, I did not have fun watching them.
Wow.
I think casting is great. Helen Mirren, obviously, Lucy Liu, and then Rachel Zegler on the come up. Last time I saw her, I think was West Side.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my last time. Yeah.
Her first
first film. Yeah.
Oh, that was her first. Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, it was her first. And now she's you're probably not gonna like this. She's gonna be Snow White, in another Disney.
Wait. Let me. It's not that I don't like her being cast as Snow White. I just don't like these stupid Disney remakes. They're lame.
They're
a waste
coming.
of time and money.
She's Snow White.
That's cool, I guess. Yeah, sure. I mean, like she said on the red carpet for Shazam when she was asked about why did she do Fury of the Gods.
She needed money.
I need the money. So hey, kudos to Zegler for going for Snow White. Get that bread. Get that bread, girl.
I mean, she's being real.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It makes it sound like you don't care about the DCEU.
No,
she doesn't care about this movie.
No, I think
like
she knew. I think she knew that this movie wasn't good.
Well, I mean, like think about it. We were complaining about this going into the movie. They showed the whole movie in the trailers. This movie had like 4 or 5 trailers leading up to it, like months ago. Every scene in that trailer, was in the movie.
There's no surprise.
Nothing. The final battle, you know what it's gonna be. The giant dragon.
Well, this movie, let's talk about it. This movie was delayed multiple times.
Multiple times. It was supposed to come out last year or the year before.
I think it was first supposed to come out.
Like, if you're gonna make something this painful, just get it over with. Honestly, like, I don't know why
nobody comes into this movie thinking it's gonna be painful.
No, but I mean, like, if you're gonna give us crap, give it to us straight.
I didn't think they were giving crap.
Well, when was the first time it was supposed to come out?
I want to say this movie was supposed to first come out early 2022.
Jesus.
Okay, then it got pushed to late 2022.
Correct.
With like kind of Aquaman, and then I think once Black Adam was taking the October spot, that was during the DC Dome thing, right?
Yes.
We saw the DC Dome, and it's like, nope, only Black Adam controls the box office in the fall, so he's smashing in October, and everything else gets pushed out to 2023. Man, oh my God, this movie did not need to be pushed out like this. I felt like it unnaturally made the film worse the longer you had to wait to see it.
No, the longer you had to wait, the more trailers that came out that basically told you the entirety of the movie. I shit you not, like, I was sitting in the movie and I was like, wow, like, even
I already know all this happens.
Like,
they already
even
told
with
me
a
this.
coupon, I was just like, wow, I wasted $5 to see what I saw in the trailers. And so, what?
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
I mean, I don't blame the movie for that, but obviously,
that's not like the movie has its problem. That's not the movie's fault.
Well,
that's just the PR team that they're.
I don't even blame the PR team. This is just the mishandling of the DC extended universe in its entirety. Talk about trailers. Recent TV spots ruined the big surprise of this film.
Can you tell me this? You were telling me this before going to the theater, like, oh man, a TV spot spoiled something big in the movie. What did the TV spot show?
It showed her.
It showed her.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. I guess we'll get to it. But like they showed her face?
They showed her face.
Wow. That's
literally
bad.
Yeah,
That's
like that
bad.
like that was maybe the only thing that if that TV spot wouldn't have like popped up, that I would have been surprised in the movie.
That would have been the last thing. Yeah. I mean, I was shocked.
I would have been like, oh, okay.
They said nobody's gonna watch this movie. We gotta give them a reason.
Sure,
the clip.
I love that theme, but Jesus, I just oh God, they're misutilizing this thing, and I don't know. It's not. Every time I hear that theme now, I just wince. I wince.
Well, again, it all ties to, I think, the disjointedness of the DCEU, and we'll talk about it more. So clearly going to this movies, our expectations are low. We already know a lot of what's going to happen in the movie. We're already losing faith in the DC extended universe while looking ahead at James Gunn and what he's got planned,
The Gunverse.
let's talk about what happens in this movie and what doesn't and does not work. So we left off, in the first film. Billy finds a new family. He's got the Shazam family. He's happy. He broke the staff, which I forgot. I forgot a lot about the first movie. He broke the staff.
I forgot as well.
Easily forgot that. Broke the staff. And bam, living the good life.
Yeah,
Fast
and just
forward.
left the staff in Philadelphia. Yeah, he left it in Philadelphia.
He left it at that carnival.
He left it at the carnival, just like, hey, by the way, like magic staff with all shit and like all this power. Yeah.
And funny enough, I don't know if they ever actually planned to use that staff again, but
I thought it was funny.
I think that was funny. I thought that was funny too.
Remember that staff that you just threw on the ground in Shazam 1?
And they're like, "Did you just left it there?"
I like that. I like that. It was silly, but I'm like, okay, if it were to happen in any of the DC movies, it would be Shazam. It would be something silly like
it's a mistake. It's a kid. He's a kid. He makes mistakes.
Right. It was the climax of the third act that he's in his moment. He's in the zone. He's not thinking straight. He throws it on the ground. Bam.
Sure. Why not? So we fast forward to present day. Now everybody's got power. So Billy's trying to keep everyone together, being the Shazamly I saw that online, the Shazamly.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
What is it? Oh, what's the other one? The Philly Fatalities?
No, it was the Philly Fiascos.
The Philly Fiascos. Okay. Because they're out here trying to be heroes.
And they just destroy everything.
They're not that great. They're not that great.
Right.
But yeah, Billy's trying to be a leader and trying to keep them together. But everybody's kind of just doing their own thing. Funny enough, I thought this was a strong dynamic to begin with. Watching them kind of like, why would they want to listen? They got their own powers. Why they gotta? And Billy is the leader, but it's like they can go off and do their own thing. I thought that was a cool thing to explore, and I like how they set it up in the beginning. However, I don't think it was followed all the way through.
No, and not only that, they actually had like one thing, like I forgot, like the oldest sister of all of them. I forgot her name.
Mary.
So when she sits down with Billy and kind of tells him like what's going on, it's kind of like this almost, it's time for you to grow up to a certain degree, but it has to do with Billy's past trauma and abandonment issues and all that. I was like, if they explore this right, this could be really good.
Okay, I thought that was another good setup point.
Yeah, introduction.
That was a really good introduction. I was like, if they explore this is solid stuff.
And it's good because it plays off of the first one too, where Billy was trying to
exactly
hold on to the idea of his mom. However, that clearly wasn't the thing, and now he's trying to hold on to his new family.
Yeah,
that was I was like, okay, I can get on board.
And this is what they did with that. That's what they did. Like they introduced you, were like, wow.
They took the most interesting plot element in this movie, and
they threw it in the trash.
Tossed it away.
Bold. It was bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash. That's what they did.
Sure. Do you think you got enough screen time hanging out with the six of them? I feel they had the scene in the beginning with the bridge.
As kids or just them in general?
I guess working together as heroes. I feel they only had the bridge scene, and
they were barely together.
That bridge scene. Why is it a bridge scene, man? What is this, Fantastic Four?
Oh.
I hate superhero movies that just go this generic route from the introduction. Let's have a bridge scene where we're working together and the bridge is falling apart and people are falling into the water. Boring. That is boring. That's why I was saying earlier, like, you got to do something more than this. It is 2023 for a superhero movie where these movies are a dime a dozen. You got to do something else. If this was like maybe 7-8 years ago, maybe this would have passed, but give me some stupid D-list DC villain that we've never heard of. Like kind of like how Suicide Squad did it with what's his name? The guy with the grapple hook. Who's that guy that gets his head blown off in Suicide Squad?
They all die in the beginning. I have no idea.
No. There's one guy. I guess I'm thinking of 2016 Suicide Squad. There's one character that he tries running away, and
Slipknot,
and his whole thing is just like shooting like little slip knots out of his hand. You don't care about that character, but it's like, okay, if you're gonna throw away someone, DC's got a big catalog of just garbage ass villains or heroes, whatever, that you could have this family face off against, like butt heads with, have them like rob a bank and they have to use their powers. I hate this bridge scene. It is generic. It is boring. It is safe. It's 2023. I don't care when this movie was supposed to come out in 2022 or 2021. That you need to do more. You need to do more.
And like, if you're gonna make a bridge scene, spice it up. Spice it up.
Well, I would say
it checked all the boxes. Civilians falling to the water, check. Car falling into the water, you stop it, check. The beams falling apart, check.
And then obviously, just to the comedic element, I need a hero playing in the background.
Why did they do that?
Song.
Did you feel like it was too early?
Granted, I love the song. I really do.
I love the song.
But one, I always think of Shrek with that song, but Shrek 2.
I don't know if you noticed, this song, I Need a Hero, keeps coming up so much in
Moon Knight.
media. I swear I've seen this song in the last
it's become very very cliche.
I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of this song.
You feel like it's a cop out?
I did. Okay, it was used in the Masters of the Universe trailer. It was used in the Guardians of the Galaxy video game trailer. Yes, it was.
I didn't watch these trailers, so
there was a Japanese cover of it in Bullet Train.
There was Moon Knight.
No, that was the video we made.
No. And Moon. Oh, wow, wow. Never mind.
Yeah. And then it was used in the second episode of Loki. Like, I'm tired of this song. I'm tired.
Granted, no piece of media has used this song to its full capacity since Shrek 2.
Because Shrek 2 is the superior version of this song.
Yes.
And there's a correct way to use it.
Exactly.
You don't use it the way they did it here.
No, you don't use it as a gimmick. Like, I can't believe this song is playing right now.
In the first 20 minutes of this movie as a joke. Let's do it.
That wasn't.
Yeah, that kind of gave me a little bit of a hint of this movie going downhill. When they that's what I say. That wasn't funny. That's just cringe. That's just like it's like it's painful.
There's a style of comedy that I think they do well at, and that one is too in your face. And that's what I don't like. But that's what we're getting for the rest of the film. To your point, Mary's talking to Billy about, you need to start growing up, but Billy wants to hold on to his family. Billy's worried about aging out of the foster.
Abandonment issues and all that. And again, it was great. Like, that was actually, like, you can do so much with that and make a really good movie. And they didn't.
Well, let's keep going, because there are reasons why they forgot this was a great plot thread. Let's go over to Greece, where we meet 2/3 of the Daughters of Atlas, where their plan is to collect the staff that Billy neglectfully left behind and bring back the God world, the God realm. Greek deities and Greek monsters and anything from Greek mythos. And mind you, they're the Daughters of Atlas, so the only powers they have are that of stamina and durability, and I guess strength, because Atlas lifted the world. And they want to reclaim the powers of the Shazam League because they have the powers of Zeus and Hercules and Mercury and all them other people, and they want those powers too to help bring back the God world. Mind you, there's also a apple of Eden that they need to collect too, another MacGuffin. If the staff wasn't already a MacGuffin enough.
Wait, was it an apple of Eden or was it a?
It was a
apple of
seed.
Eden.
It was a seed, God seed or a seed of life. I don't know. It was a seed in the form of an apple. Of course, such a golden apple.
They wanted to plant a tree because that will help them in their goal.
No, it's just like there's so many things that's wrong with the plot. That's like there's so many ways that they could have gone about it. It's like you really just needed to ask.
Well,
honestly.
I was perfectly fine with them wanting to just take back the power.
No, I was fine with that too. You know, like it's revenge, and honestly, like when Helen Mirren is talking with Shazam, they're like in the burger joint, and she actually explains like the reasoning of their revenge. It's like it makes sense. Like, oh wait, how would you feel if this happened? And she like goes in and kind of goes in a very dumbed down way because she knows he's a kid. And I was like, it makes perfect sense, and I would have been totally fine with that. But they didn't do that.
And you see this scene at the restaurant with his daughter of Atlas, I think would have been 10 times more funny if they did not show it
in the trailer.
Because
Agreed.
This level of self-awareness where he's referring to her as, oh man, you were a lot more intimidating in the Fast and Furious films. Like, I don't know, just to me, I've seen that joke like 1,000 times in these damn trailers when I go see these other movies, and I'm like, the joke run its course already. The punchline is not there anymore. It's gone. You wasted it. Like,
no, like the best. It's literally the trailers are just a compilation of the best scenes of the movie. And I'm not saying that the movie has a lot of great scenes, but it's like it's really a compilation of the passable stuff. And you're like, okay, so when you saw the trailer, you saw the movie, and you're like, what is all this crap in between?
I don't even think it showed the best stuff. They just showed too much. They showed that scene plenty. They showed a lot of the action scenes plenty. However, some things that I think worked. Again, the kids are trying to do their own thing. They're not trying to really follow Billy, although granted they really should because Billy gave them powers. I think they should be grateful. I really like Freddy.
Freddy's honestly, like, for me, the standout.
Yeah.
Does Freddy even do anything? Oh, wait. Freddy is, which one's Freddy?
Yeah.
Freddy is Billy's best friend. He's the blue one.
Okay, got it.
Captain Every Power.
Captain Every Power. I mixed him up with the other one. The one that came out like towards the end. Pedro. I thought for some reason his name was Freddy. I was like, yeah, but did he do anything?
Freddy was honestly the best part of the movie.
He was.
I like his story.
Yeah, Freddy is the best part of the movie.
I feel like they did, and again, maybe it's a mix of them not showing his parts too much in the trailers, but I laughed at majority of the jokes that he gave in his
Freddy. Freddy actually had witty banter.
Yeah,
Freddy, the way he talked, it was just like, this is a teenage boy who's like has this crush on this girl, but he's super cynical, sarcastic, and he's funny. He's actually funny.
He really is. I'm glad they kind of realized he was one of the best elements from the first Shazam movie. His back and forth with Billy.
Well, that's the thing. He was like number 2 in the first film, and rightfully so. He takes a nice little center stage here, and I feel his arc works in many ways. You know, Freddy is he's got the leg, he has a limp, and he kind of latches on to Billy in the first one, and now he doesn't have to do that. Now he can be his own hero.
He's coming into his own.
Absolutely. However, he more or less wants to be a hero all the time, so he can overcome his shortcomings. But then he meets Anne. Well, I think Rachel did a fine job too, to be honest.
Oh no, like with the lines they gave her, she did a great job. She did a fine job with whatever they wrote for her.
Yeah, and I dig Freddie and Anne's little chemistry. I actually buy it.
Yeah, just like
what are you talking about?
There's a little bit of concern. There's a little bit of concern there.
Just like 5,982 years of age difference.
She's still a kid. She's still a kid.
No. Mentality of a 1,000-year-old adult. No,
I think she's a kid that ages slow, like Baby Yoda.
She's a kid at heart. Is that what you're gonna say?
It's like Baby Yoda. She just ages really slow. Her 5,000 is equivalent to 17 years old.
Whatever mental gymnastics you have to do to headcanon this ship that you want to sail on, I will dive into the ocean.
Sure. Either way, they definitely ruined in the trailers as well that Freddy would be one of the ones to lose his powers. I definitely saw that coming as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, when they're flying away from the dome.
Yes.
Billy!
Yeah.
Freddy!
However, another strong point of this film, I think, was Freddy and the Wizard, Jaimon Honshu.
Yeah, he was good.
Honestly, possibly the funniest scene in the entire movie.
When they get thrown into the prison together, the prison cell.
No, honestly, like the Wonder Woman dream scene. I found that kind of funny, and
that was pretty funny.
The Wonder Woman dream. He's like, what the fuck? That part I found it pretty funny. That part.
I think he's having fun.
He is.
Yeah.
That was
the first film too.
He was great in the first film. I mean, all of his roles were fantastic. It kind of sucks to see he recently came out and said that he's really struggling to like earn his dollar in Hollywood. I'm like, wow, man, really? You were like in a lot of blockbusters.
He's an Academy Award nominated actor.
Yeah,
he's a great actor.
He was in Blood Diamond, wasn't he?
That's what he got nominated for. Blood Diamond.
Insane. I can't believe it. That's crazy. He was great. He was great in this movie.
Right. I really thought he was in his bag. Him and Freddy's banter was great. And yeah, I actually kind of felt this kind of damn, was I wrong to choose Billy Batson? And then he has to reaffirm himself and his actions. So I thought that was another fun element too. All the while, though, again, what I think we get less of is time with the children, and we get the adult forms more. Like they spent a good majority of the movie in the cave, the Rock of Eternity, and I guess in there they have to be adults. And then we get introduced to the paper and pen gimmick. What was it?
The little
Kevin.
Steve.
He looks like a Kevin.
Steve.
Oh, Steve the
pen. Didn't need this gimmick, but it's here. Sure. They, as we already alluded to, they have the confrontation where they write this letter to the daughters, and they meet them at the steak joint.
The burger joint.
Battle ensues. Everybody loses their powers but Billy. Shocker.
Yeah, back to square one.
Literally back to square one. And from here, again, we get the MacGuffin, the chase for the piece of Eden, the apple of Eden, to rebuild the God realm. It was all very confusing. I was lost a lot of times as what they were really trying to do. And then division happens. The sisters start fighting, as sisters do, as all siblings do. Lucy Liu just wants chaos.
Lucy Liu wants to plant the tree in
the human world.
In the human world.
To get revenge.
To get revenge, because screw the human. They're the ones that did this to us in the first place.
and the other two just want revenge.
No.
I mean,
the other
sorry.
two,
Rebuild the
they just
God
want to
realm.
rebuild. They're like, hey, we got our stuff. Let's just rebuild our society that was
like
locked away.
and Thea's just like the one that's like the humans are like they're not at fault. Blah blah blah.
It was the wizard who stole it, not the humans.
It was the wizard.
Right.
I forget the name of the daughter of Atlas that was that Helen Mirren was playing.
Hespera.
Hespera is like screw all the humans, but like rebuilding the God realm is more important than us screwing them.
Which is very interesting because like when they say the God realm, are they referring to like the Greek God realm?
That looked like the Mount Olympus to me.
Okay, where are those other gods? Because I feel a lot of people don't know about this. Like the Greek gods are an actual thing in the DC mythos.
No,
like,
and not
they're
only that,
real in the Marvel mythos too.
Well,
No,
I feel like they
and-
have a more prominent role and presence in DC. Like you have
because
Zeus,
it's Wonder Woman, Hercules,
because of Wonder Woman,
Ares,
Ares, like they're all
not only that, like there you go. So that looked like Mount Olympus. Like they never said at any point that is Mount Olympus.
I thought it was Mount Olympus.
Like it legit looks like Mount Olympus, like in any shape of media that you see it. And it's like, wait. So you're telling me that all the gods are dead? Wait, like they're dead thousands of years ago?
Wait, did they say that? Did they say they were dead? No. Okay.
No, like I don't know if they were dead or whatever, but it's like
that's the
Ares.
problem.
Like Ares appears in Wonder Woman 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played by Liam Neeson.
No.
Liam Neeson to me.
It's definitely David Lewis, aka Professor Lupin from Harry
Lupin
Potter.
the Third. Oh.
No. Either way.
Anyway.
It leaves more questions than it does answers.
No, it's just like wait, what? Like,
it felt very strange to have something like this and not even at the very least address it. To me, it's like having a Venom movie without Spider-Man. You know, it's the big elephant in the room, and you're like, come on, address it. Where is he? Why is there no Spider-Man? What are you gonna say about it? And they never ever do, outside of the time that they did, which doesn't count. But in here, to me, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, Zeus, Ares, all Hades. Are we gonna talk about them? Being here as well? Should they be here as well? Or are they not supposed to? Were they in a different Greek realm? Were only the goddesses of Atlas locked in here? They don't address any of this. They don't address any of this. And that's a problem. I
guess it just adds to clarity. The film had a lot of gray area where you're left wondering, why are they doing this? What's going on? And I guess what the film subtly tries to do is tie in the mythos of the Greeks and all that. And they're trying to remind you that Shazam is in part of the Greek mythos, because literally his powers are that of Greek characters.
Solomon.
Right. Solomon? How do you say that? Sullivan? Sully! So here we got so Lucy Liu betrays everybody and she summons the dragon who's in all the trailers.
Can I just say this? I feel like that dragon was the only good CG in this whole movie.
I didn't like the dragon.
I didn't like the dragon.
Okay, wait. Do you mean like you didn't like the concept of the dragon, or you didn't like the CG of the dragon?
CG was fine.
I'm talking about the CG of the dragon only. For now.
Fine.
For now.
Okay.
Everything else, ugly as hell. Whenever Zegler did her topsy-turvy,
Doctor Strange.
Terrible. Looks terrible. Like it just looked awful. And then when you have Zachary Levi like flying around, dodging the buildings that are combobulating on each other, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this looks terrible.
I thought that was fine. That
No,
other
absolutely
CG
not.
moments
Like,
I thought
like,
If
were
you're
that
not
was
gonna
good.
scoff at
Like-
Ant-Man, you better scoff at this, man.
I
Like,
thought
that is
those were fine.
it was like recent MCU level bad CGI.
I don't think Anthea's parts were bad. I think what's coming up was bad. The tree, Lucy Liu plants the tree, and
Oh,
the tree
that's horrible.
sprouts all Greek monsters.
Yeah, like the Chimera, Cyclops,
Why?
Harpies.
Wait, why not?
What? Why? Why did all those monsters come out?
For revenge against humans. You
So
got to
the-
have your skateboard scene from Black Adam. We're
Thank
the
God we
kids in
didn't.
America. Whoa.
Thank God we didn't. I just didn't get it because I was like, okay, Greek monsters are here. I
No,
thought those
but,
those CGI moments were bad.
Honestly,
Those were
I
the
think
worst.
the part that kind of killed me, and again, I know we're gonna I imagine we're gonna talk, since we're talking already about the tree plant, blah blah blah. It was like the unicorn scene.
Well,
Oh my
here we
God.
are. We're talking about. Well,
So,
we're in the third act now. The monsters are here, and I don't even know if this is true of mythos. Are unicorns supposed to be the king of beasts?
Let's check it out.
Are they supposed to?
They're
be able
very
to-
important in Harry Potter.
They're important, like in one book.
It doesn't matter. Their blood is exclusive.
Unicorns are not found in Greek mythology.
Look at that.
So why was there even a unicorn? What to tie into the joke that the youngest is into unicorns? That's the only reason?
Exactly. That was the only reason.
You want to know how tired that joke is? They did this joke back to back. I remember looking at Grandmaster in the theater when this happened. It's like they couldn't help themselves. You had that scene where the girl is calling over the unicorn and it's all spooky and scary. And then she throws the Skittles on the floor and the unicorn eats it, and it's supposed to be the ambrosia, the sweet that, you know, has it turned to their side. This character, the youngest child, she says, "Taste the rainbow," and it's supposed to be like the haha joke, and it's like, okay, haha, taste the rainbow, and she says it again in the very next scene as they're charging, but this time she throws in like, you know,
Oh, motherfucker.
yes, taste the rainbow. I'm like, but you already used it. You already used it 10 seconds ago.
Honestly, again, I'm not criticizing the actress.
No,
little
not
girl
yeah,
here, but
not the child actress.
I
This
am
is
not
like
criticizing her, but
it's just the writing.
like, oh god, her character was annoying. Oh god, I honestly wanted her to get out of the movie, not be in it. It's just like that.
Oh, you are harsh. I did not. I like the children. The children
no, but
are
it's
the
like
best part of the movie.
he wasn't like she was just annoying to me. And again, it's not the actress, it's just the writing. It was bad. It was
not
annoying.
the
It's
children are
cringy.
fine. It is this convoluted plot that these children have to help out in this situation when really they should be running for the hills. Okay.
But a
They don't-
bloodthirsty unicorn is charging at you full speed like a football player, a
Y'all don't
running
need
back.
y'all don't need to go help.
No, I'm honestly also thinking, like, when I saw the unicorns, like the unicorns were just put in again because of that girl. But how is a unicorn, seeing the unicorns there, you know, more frightening than a freaking chimera?
Listen,
And,
let's not get into that rabbit hole, because here people are probably listening and they forgot what we're talking about. They have no idea.
It's kind of like Shazam too. Like so much BS is happening.
Well,
Literally-
and that's what I'm saying is that this third act feels so all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Billy Billy saves them from the dragon, like two kind of moments where it's like, Billy's not gonna save us, and then Billy saves them like twice, and it happens like 2 times. I'm like, why are they keep redoing this?
Wow.
You know, they have the whole bit where the kids some reason have to get involved, so they have the convoluted unicorn plot fighting the monsters, and again, it doesn't even sound like a Shazam movie at this point.
Did it take you out a couple times? I feel like we glossed over this a little bit, but I'm just reminded of this now. Did you kind of get like whiplash from some of the deaths in this movie?
Oh, okay, so we haven't talked about it.
They were just so out of left field. I'm like, oh Jesus! In Act 1,
Act 1 where
that
Lucy
innocent
Liu
teacher
makes Diedrich Bader walk off the roof.
She spoke parcel tongue to him.
It's like, there are a ton of people that die in this movie, and it's just like whatever.
Well, I mean,
these monsters are killing everybody.
They just showed some scenes where like some of these people got impaled by like the Chimera's like stinger and flung off into a building. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. Like, I kind of expect that in maybe like a Flash movie, a Batman movie, a Superman.
High, unnecessarily.
Yes, they do not shy away from that. And I don't know, like usually it's funny because in other movies, I'm like, yeah, they should really show the casualties to show that this is serious.
They did.
They didn't here, but I'm kind of thinking like, did I need that in Shazam? I kind of did. I kind of did it.
It's kind of like they want it at certain points without really wanting or trying. It's like, because I can expect that as like, as you say, in like that type, like Batman, Superman,
like a more serious like hero
or in something like The Boys, which is like comedy, like comedic, but it's like really dark.
It makes
comedy.
Sense in there, yeah.
That is just like, oh yeah, we have this witty freaking banter, and then like someone dies right in front, and you're just laughing at it.
It fits the tone.
It fits that tone, but like with Shazam, that's supposed to be very lighthearted, family friendly.
Yeah. Me seeing someone get impaled by a chimera, I kid you not.
No,
like the teacher. I think I turned to Grandmaster. Like I started laughing.
Like the teacher that just like fell off the roof, and then like Lucy Liu's like, I forgot how easy they're grapes.
Yeah, they're like grapes. How
they're like grapes, fragile, and it's like, bruh.
Not to mention she killed all those people in the beginning, but yeah.
That's right. Oh my God, that's in the museum. Wow. Yeah, everyone there. Everyone there is dead. Wow.
I would even call it a tone problem. It's just a simple. I feel they want people to take Shazam seriously, and then literally the next scene is them doing something childish and stupid.
It's a movie that doesn't know what it wants to be.
It's like, we want you to take this seriously and these villains seriously, but remember, these are just kids. And so they're still going to do kid things. They're not going to grow up in these traumatic moments. Right. I guess. I mean, the final confrontation, mind you, they're in a dome. We forgot to mention they're in a dome. Nobody can escape Philly right now. Everybody's trapped. Right. Billy teams up with Helen Mirren, who has seen the error of her ways.
Not really even seeing the error of her ways. She just wants to screw over her sister because I'm
just saying that to keep us moving along, because I do not like this third act at all.
She did not. She did not learn like, ooh, Billy Batson, you are the true hero.
I think I can't believe it. Like, Grandmaster Hoop is being very generous with this movie more than me, and it's DC. But okay.
I don't have a bias, as some like to think.
Interesting who brought that up first, but go on.
Either way, Billy has to sacrifice himself to blow up this dragon, overcharge the lightning in the staff, plunges it into the dragon.
Spoiled by the trailers.
Yeah. So they say.
God!
I do say, at least, like, the idea of how to overcharge the staff. It was like, okay, it was like a decent idea.
That was cool. The whole lightning thing.
Yeah, like,
you know,
and like they gave, the way like they gave you the clue with the lightning ball that he had in his room, like the Tesla ball that he had in his room or whatever.
Correct.
right.
Yeah, but it was like, it was interesting. I was like, okay, yeah.
I just don't like how this dragon was the end all be all.
Oh no, yeah, like
Lucy Liu on the dragon in the entire third act. I'm like,
She did not leave that dragon once.
she did not leave that. I thought it was gonna be like a side by side thing. Like, yeah, you have the
she
dragon
was-
on the left
no, like
and
she
Lucy Liu on
was
the
comfy.
right.
She was comfy in that dragon. Like,
I don't know
very
what
comfy.
there was no saddle on that thing, and that
I
thing was
don't know.
scaly as hell. I don't
No, it
know
was
what
made out
she's
of
sitting
wood.
on.
It was made out of wood.
He's
Poor
getting
design
splinters.
choice.
Goodness.
Yeah, you definitely need a saddle for sure. But yeah, Billy, he does the thing, and
He dies,
he dies. Yeah,
and then
That was kind of sad. I was like, oh wow, he's actually dead. No,
And
no,
then-
Shazam back to life.
well, he was Shazam back to life, but not by.
Well, here we are. Billy's dead. They bury him in this terrible hole in the ground in the God world.
Yeah, what is that? What's the guy's name?
The wizard.
The wizard. The wizard. I was calling
The
him the
wizard.
What is it? When they find Billy's body, they're like,
Deserves a proper hero's death.
he deserves a burial befitting of the gods.
And
And they just dig a hole like he's a dog onto the side. No tombstone, no tomb, no nothing. I'm like, wow, okay, bad. Like I just found that hilarious. And I
And
think
they-
that was unintentional. That
they
wasn't like
drew-
a purposeful
No, it
comedy
was like
thing. That was unintentional.
It's like, Billy, you're trash. Let's
drew the
bury you
bolt.
like trash.
That bolt that they drew was gonna
They
get
drew the
blown
bolt
away
in the
with
dirt.
first wind.
Wind is gonna just move that over.
The first wind, right?
Oh my god, no, that was all unintentional. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they did that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, of course, here comes the theme.
Which because yeah, it was only a god's power could bring Billy back.
Yeah.
Right.
The wizard is not a god, and Thea lost.
None of the
her-
kids have their powers anymore.
None of the kids have their powers. And Thea lost her powers too.
right.
All that's left is Wonder Woman, because they originally had wrote her a letter, which I don't even know how that letter got to her, if the dome was a thing, unless the letter went through one of those many doors. And
Wasn't it the that origami bird?
No, yeah,
that
that's
could fly?
yeah, but if they're in the dome, how can that thing get out the dome?
It goes through one of the doors in that realm. They go to different portals, dimensions.
No, but it's just like, what I would love to know is just like, even if that letter got to Wonder Woman, how did she know of like that he was there, that he was dead?
She asked around like any detective would.
Oh,
She's a detective now.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
where's the Philly fiascos? Well, they went off to the God realm. Thanks.
like, who the hell would have known that they went to the freaking God realm?
Was Wonder Woman needed in this film?
No.
Grandmaster, no.
Okay, what was that?
Kal-El, no.
Oh, okay.
Granted, like, I would see any Gal Gadot movie because she is the plot, honestly. You know, like, she can not speak and I would still watch the movie, but she was totally unnecessary.
This was, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. It should have been a scene where as soon as I heard that theme song, I'm like, oh, whoa, she's back, baby. But I didn't feel that when it played. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, is she because right when they did that gag with the dream sequence, I was getting annoyed because with recent DC outings, they've been very camera shy in showing the main trio of the Justice League's face. So like they would never show Henry Cavill, they would never show Ben Affleck as Batman. You only see silhouettes.
They weren't there. None of them were actually there to film any of those scenes.
No, that's what I mean. Like that in those movies, like for example, the Suicide Squad, or wait, no, it was Peacemaker. It was Peacemaker.
Yeah.
You just see their silhouettes, and it's like you want to see their face.
But then none of them are there. None of them were there. Okay,
but that's not my fault. That's who them trying to buy them in. They need to buy them in. Ben Affleck's expensive. Henry Cavill's expensive. Gal Gadot's expensive. They could not afford to bring them in for some of those projects. So when I see Shazam 2 doing the same thing with that dream sequence, I started thinking, oh my God, could they really not afford to bring Gal Gadot and show her face here? They were not showing her face until the very end for those 2 minutes of screen time where it's like, all right, here's the money. Here she is. All right, now get off. we can't afford you anymore.
I don't think it's a money thing.
I very much think it's a money thing.
I just gotta say, that was Gal Gadot's easiest paycheck.
That was the easiest thing.
I don't think it's a money thing. If you actually look up the interviews as to why, say, Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa.
There's no question for Ezra Miller.
Well, no, why they appeared in Peacemaker was that James Gunn called them up and they were down to do it. It wasn't about money.
They're affordable.
It's not. I'm telling you, it's not about money. Ben Affleck hates his Justice League experience, so that's why he's so unwilling to be a part of anything. Henry Cavill probably was unavailable doing The Witcher because, again, this just adds to that DC's they were running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and somehow they were able to do this Wonder Woman cameo, and I guarantee it was because these films were relatively shot around the same time, Wonder Woman 2 and Shazam 2. However, Shazam 2 kept getting pushed back and back. That's what I don't think it's a money thing. I think it's literally people do not want to be part of these projects anymore.
Money talks.
And James Gunn is gonna change that.
Again, let's put all our chips in.
Well, Gal Gadot, she resurrects Billy Batson, and Billy Batson comes back to life as Shazam. You get like a quick little gag with
him trying to flirt with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman just like saying like, "Nah, kid,"
right,
and just like leaving
with her paycheck.
I'm not saying she didn't get paid. I'm just saying
she left with her paycheck.
I don't think it's a money issue.
They had all that screen time, so I was like, all right, we're out. And yeah, no, they like after that, it's kind of the movie ends. Credits start rolling happily never after.
Billy's arc closes because he calls his foster mom mother.
And you see, I feel like a scene like that should have hit me if they actually developed that
they didn't take
plot
care of
thread.
It was a stake.
They had point A in the beginning with that thing with Billy and his sister, his foster sister.
Yep.
And that's point A. Then you have the finale, point B, with Billy and his foster mother, but you don't have any of the in between. You had plot A, plot B, not plot A. You had point A, point B, no in between. That was the problem.
Skips everything, yeah. It's unattended, unseasoned.
Unseasoned.
They did not take care of it. So yeah, that scene doesn't hit. And the ending is nice, I guess, because everybody gets their powers back. They're one big happy family still.
No consequence, yeah.
Anne is living with them, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
It's not like her and her sisters just try to destroy the world.
It's not like she's a 3,000-year-old goddess dating a 16-year-old.
6,000.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
But yeah, that's how it ends. Their parents know about the Philly fiascos, and here we are. And the wizard, he's living the high life. fly down to his feet.
That
Yeah,
was
he's
one of them called him a pimp in the movie. Like
Gave off pimp vibes.
I'm like, Jesus, what a descriptor.
And he does the important thing too. He tells them that his name is Shazam because I guess Billy never knew his superhero name was Shazam.
Did that feel like a wet fart to you? Like the way it was delivered? Because I'm thinking like the way they said it. It's
They
like
should have cut to black.
they should have cut to black or made like do one last gag with like it's not Shazam. It's I don't know, just something stupid like God.
He said, "Oh no!" What he should have said is, "Your name, Billy Batson, is Captain Marvel." And he's like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." Shazam.
You know what? They should have done that. They should have done
Or
that.
be like, "No, Billy, it's Shazam. What? You call the lightning down, Billy."
Oh my God! Wow, that could have been what? That could have been something. He calls him dumb when he says Captain, because like he says Captain Marvel. Billy's like, "Wow, that's such a cool name. I'm a captain. Oh my God!" And he just says, "No, Billy Batson, it's Shazam. You say the name of the power whenever you call onto it." Oh my God! Wow, what a way to leave the theater, just literally cackling in laughter. That could have been it.
But instead, we got
Shazam. Oh.
But also, I'm just over here like,
God,
how did he not
man.
know that?
no, yeah, like that.
Why is he so surprised?
I just found us like that, like
I expected
like-
a punchline. Like
No, I
it's
was
a
like,
comedy,
Billy
but
Batson,
give me
like-
something.
like I know you're like an almost 18-year-old, but like, dude, you're dumb as bricks.
Well, I just also didn't know he
God.
didn't know his name.
What?
Like, I thought it was obvious. You say Shazam.
You say Shazam, you
bruh.
have the acronym for each letter to say the speed of Apollo, the strength of Hercules, whatever. And it's like, I don't know. The movie ends. Thank God it ends. And then for those that stick around, God bless you all. You get blessed with a post-credit scene. And it's what is it? It's
Harcourt and economists from Peacemaker fame and the Suicide Squad fame are here to recruit Billy for the Justice Society of America. Billy thinks they're here to recruit him for Justice League. Not the case. It's the Justice Society that we saw in Black Adam. Billy says no. He also gives name suggestions like the Authority, which I missed that one.
he does say that.
He does, and the Avenger something. Terrible joke. I did not like those jokes. But either way, I guess it's this one. I think the final one is really dumb. It shows Dr. Sivana, the villain from the first one, and the Caterpillar villain, Mr. Mind. He's still plotting. They are still plotting.
What was that?
That was the post-credit scene in the first movie, was that Caterpillar Mr. Mind shows up and starts plotting with him. 2 years later, and nothing has happened of their plot.
Wait, in the first Shazam's post-credit scene, it was the same thing with Mr. Mind in the prison cell with
Yes. But
what?
gone by and nothing.
How long has it been?
2 years have gone by.
In the story.
And nothing has come of his plotting yet.
He just comes back in Shazam 2 and says, "I'm still plotting."
That's literally what he told him. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Wow.
Correct.
I didn't even know. Wow. I'm docking this one down another point. I had a score in my head. I'll save it for when we get to that bit, but this knocked it down another one. This is ridiculous.
Clearly that one is setting up more of a Shazam 3.
Please no. No
the
more.
first one is definitely trying to set up bigger ideas in the DC extended universe.
that are
However,
not going to happen.
well, let's talk about it now. The characters that show up, Amelia Harcourt and Economist, those are James Gunn characters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. James Gunn has already said that Zachary, Gal, and whoever else are open to reprise their roles in this new DC, whatever. What is it called?
DCU. DCU.
They are open to reprise their roles in the DCU. And the fact that those two characters show up tells me there might be something here for them in James Gunn's world. That's James Gunn's wife, first of all, the actress.
Right.
There has to be something here.
I don't feel like it's a Shazam 3.
I don't think it's a Shazam 3 either.
But
no.
the character, you'll see him.
No, like I can
Cameos,
see him.
cameos.
I can see him like cameos in other movies.
Maybe
but
team ups too.
Yeah, but I don't see a Shazam 3 happening.
Well, I don't think
like,
it'll be
honestly,
a cameo.
wait, like didn't James Gunn like drop? I think like what's gonna be like their phase 1.
He
Or
dropped
No.
part
He-
of
yeah,
what
he
his
has-
phase 1 is going to be, and from
he has
what
not
we
said
know of so
everything.
far, it does not have Shazam in
Exactly.
it. Well, rather, it doesn't have a project focused on Shazam. Shazam still might appear in one of these projects.
No. I totally get that, but like
Right.
I mean, like the Shazam 3, at least from
Yeah.
what Gunn said.
There's nothing so
But
far.
again,
There's
there.
nothing
He
so
wasn't.
far.
Yeah, he has not said everything that's slated for the first
phase
part.
1. Phase 1.
He didn't call it phase 1.
It
Yeah,
was
he
like
did.
something. It was like
He did not
Act
call it phase
1.
1.
It was
You just
like
don't wanna
something
compare to Marvel.
like monsters. Something it was
The
called.
title of it was like Gods and Monsters.
It's
I
Gods
think.
and Monsters.
Gods and
yeah.
Monsters.
But he did not call it phase 1.
Sure, your MCU is protected.
But here,
Fine.
listen, there's something bigger still here. They recruit Shazam or try to recruit Shazam for the JSA, the Justice Society. The last film we saw, the Justice
Black
Society, was Black Adam. However, recent news shows or would say or confirm that The Rock vetoed who was it? Hawkman and one other character.
There was someone else. Hawkman. I could look it up, but yeah, it was The Rock basically vetoed his characters in his movie appearing in a Shazam post-credit scene.
Right.
And it's like, wow, is that a bit of an ego? Is that ego? Is that hubris? What is
I don't know what that is. What is going on?
Okay, so it was Hawkman and other JSA characters.
Okay, so the rest of the team that's alive.
Right. So maybe we would have seen all of them
Cyclone.
just Cyclone just coming in and saying, "Hey, join our team," and that's it. Dwayne
Right.
Johnson's like, no. The hierarchy of the DC universe is shifting in my favor. So we will not do that. Also, he vetoed Shazam appearing in his movie too. It was a two-way street. There was something about Shazam appearing in his movie briefly, like not like he's a main plot or whatever, but Black Adam is a Shazam villain.
Yeah.
And Dwayne does not understand that. And he vetoed Shazam appearing in his movie, and he vetoed any reference with himself or his characters appearing in Shazam Fury of the Gods. And it's like, wow, what a way to self-sabotage this universe. Like I
don't get it.
I get it from a hubris standpoint. Like, yeah, you're the next Robert Downey Jr., man. You're going to be the next Iron Man for DC. And you don't want to be attached to anything that is remotely mid. But look what you did. Now it looks like you got your pants around your ankles. It looks silly. It looks silly. It's wild.
It's wild because it's like, why are we playing this game here? This is an interconnected world. is Shazam to never be on screen with Black Adam?
Ever? Never.
Is there
They will
beef
never
between-
duke it out. They'll
is
never
there
clash.
beef between
nothing.
the actors?
There's no beef. There's no beef from what we know. Funny enough, when that news came out, which was like literally today, the time that we're recording this, Zachary Levi like shared it on his Insta. So he's heavily implying, yes, this is true. The Rock did veto it. So don't be like oh, it's just a rumor or just through the grapevine. No, Zachary Levi saying, yeah, man, he actually did. There's no beef between the actors. I just think it's a lot to do with the hubris of Dwayne Johnson. Not saying that he's, not a charming guy. I like his movies and everything and how he is as an actor, but you gotta call it the way you see it when stuff like this comes out.
Oh, yeah,
this is just ego. This is ego. That's all that is.
And it's terrible. They gave him too much power.
Too much power.
And
Which to a degree, it's like, okay, in a parallel timeline, if The Rock got his way, that power would have resulted in Henry Cavill coming back as Superman, which would have been great. I think that was a good decision for whatever future the DC EU was gonna have with Superman from there. But outside of that, yeah, you gave him too much power, and he could veto all these decisions. Did you see that meme with Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, with him beating up?
yes,
When you're the intern that has to tell The Rock that Shazam is a hero and
I just want to
Black
point
Adams.
out. I just want to point out again. Black Adam has to say Shazam to transform. Jaimon Hunchu's wizard is in Black Adam.
He is.
This man is over here denying this meetup, and it's so. I'm like, please bring James Gunn in. I've had enough.
I've had enough. Reset it. Reset everything.
This is not right. Because now we have this stupid post-credit scene that probably could have been better, but it's still not going to amount to anything. But it could not have been better because The Rock said,
Flash is going to be like the reset. Flash is the reset that's gonna bring in the James Gunn unit, like DC universe.
Listen, we still don't know, because also I forgot. Not only is there the Flash that is supposed to reset, we don't even know if it's truly gonna reset. However, those
are his words, but we don't know to what extent. He means.
But
reset.
There's still Blue Beetle to come out.
There's still Aquaman 2
and Aquaman 2, which were all began filming before James Gunn. So it's like,
right.
What?
The thing is that
both those come out this year. All three of them. So
Aquaman and Blue Beetle, granted, I think it's almost like the same as Shazam, that they have such to a certain degree. I think they were so far along the line that you just can't cancel them, because it's just gonna be like, wow, we just wasted money.
They've canceled other projects. That were finished. Like Batgirl. Batgirl was done. Batgirl was done. They're like, nope, delete it. We don't want it.
Never see the light of day.
Never. My guess is like they are these are big blockbuster films rather than the way Batgirl is. That one was going to just come out on HBO Max. Blue Beetle and Aquaman 2 are big theatrical movies along with The Flash. So it's like, no, just release them. And we'll recoup our money from there. And who cares if they get confused? Just make our money back.
I think that's what they're going at. Flash, I do feel it is going to be like a reset, because the way the Flash movie is panning out to be, it's like it is going to be like an alternate universe extravaganza that's going to end with just like everything just becoming a mess, and then out of that mess something is going to come out.
Right. Right.
So I feel that The Flash is going to be a good reset. and it's a reset that makes sense in a movie context, in a comic book context. And again, I am personally excited for James Gunn. Like, because James Gunn, the two things he's done with DC have been amazing. And also what he's done with Marvel has been good.
Yeah.
James Gunn has a vision, and James Gunn, even though I'm a Henry Cavill fan, I respect that he's a man with a vision, and he says, like, if you're not with my vision, there is no space for you. I respect that a lot. Even though Henry Cavill's a great Superman, in my opinion, it's like, you're not with my vision, it's fine, man. Go.
That's not what he said to Henry Cavill.
No. But no, I know that wasn't like the banter between them, but I mean, like, James Gunn is sticking to his guns.
Wow.
And he's like, he has a vision, and he's not gonna let anything get in his way.
Right. He does not feel obligated to bring Henry Cavill on just because, they brought him back in Black Adam. Now he's
not feeling the pressure. Like, he's like, no, I'm not gonna cave in. Like, I have my plan, and my plan is like this.
Right.
I'm gonna let those movies speak for themselves. He has a good track record. However,
I sense a little bit of MCU.
It has nothing to do with the
MCU.
Mark
I think Mark Ruffalo said, like, beware.
All I am saying is that one or two franchises is different than the whole thing. We have never seen James Gunn at the helm of a whole entirety.
Have you seen him miss?
No.
Okay.
But again, we're talking
until you give me a miss, I have no reason to think he's gonna fail.
I'm fine. I'm just saying I'm not putting all my.
We've seen Kevin Feige miss a ton.
But
we're still believing.
But you still praise Quantum Mania top to bottom.
We're talking about James Gunn. We're talking about James Gunn.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
If you're talking about the MCU as a whole, which this is a Shazam podcast, mind you. If you're talking about the MCU as a whole, Kevin Feige still has a passing rating. Okay.
Oh, wait. Is it Feige or is it Feige?
Feige.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
It's
Feige.
Okay. Either way,
I didn't even notice.
James Gunn, I'm not putting all my chips in. I need to see what he can do with multiple projects.
Wow.
At one time.
Wow.
With that said, the ending of this Shazam movie adds to more confusion. That's all that it does. Because we are left to wonder whether or not
it is a useless movie. It is a movie that really should never have made the light of day.
That's really harsh.
I think this happened twice so far. You had the first movie be lightning in a bottle, Wonder Woman 1, Shazam 1. It worked the first time, and something happened
the second
on its way
time
to the
that
sequel.
Was just
that lightning in a bottle dispersed. The bottle is shattered. There's no lightning anymore.
The thing is that, honestly, the way this Shazam movie is, it really looks like it really acts like a superhero movie, almost like in the early 2000s, and it was delayed so many times. And with all the things that were happening, you know, like in the behind the scenes in Warner Bros. DC, all that kind of crap, it's a movie that honestly we knew it was gonna be released because obviously it had names. You know, you want to recoup the money, so obviously it was going to come out. But at the same time, it's a movie that shouldn't have come out. Like, as simple as that. Like, it's with all the things that were happening behind the scenes, and honestly, like, what we got, this is a movie that shouldn't have been released. Like, it shouldn't have seen the light of day.
Speaking of recouping money, it didn't have a solid opening weekend.
Oh no, it was horrible. Like, what was it even worse than I'm beginning to morb?
Well,
Was it at the same? Was it at that level or?
I know there were comparisons. I think was it domestically it got lower than I'm about to morb.
I'm pretty sure domestically it was lower.
Domestically it was lower. So I mean, as my source, Wikipedia, says a box office 66.4 million so far as of March.
That's
21st.
worldwide, is it not?
I take it as worldwide. Yes.
Yeah,
that's as of March 21st. So today.
That is really bad.
Out of a budget that is between 110 to 125 million. Yeah, that's cutting it dangerously close.
It's got an uphill battle.
It's got an uphill battle. That opening weekend is, I mean, and it's honestly, this was the worst month to release a type of movie like this.
Well, March is it's been really busy.
It's got more interesting stuff. You got John Wick literally the following week. This week.
So that's the thing. Shazam 2 is like, it's already a bomb. It's already a flop. It's gonna bomb. Like, this weekend, John Wick 4 drops. And not only does it drop, the reviews are all coming in.
Yeah.
And they're saying, like, this is possibly one of the best action movies of the decade.
It's very telling where David Sandberg, the guy who directed the Shazam movies, it hasn't even been a week since Shazam Fury of the Gods came out. He is already saying, I cannot wait to get back into horror, which is where I really thrive in. David Sandberg, is part of like the whole Conjuring.
I did not know that.
Yes, he is part of that is his shtick. He is a horror director. That's his deal. But literally, I don't know if it was the reviews that were coming out or just the hellscape that he had to deal with directing Shazam 2. He's already saying, dude, I'm ready to get back into horror, man. I'm done. I'm not doing superhero movies for a while. So another reason why very, very likely you're not going to see a Shazam 3 unless it's with a different director.
I'm going to say this. I think this movie deserved to come out. I think that's really harsh to say that it did not deserve to see the light of day. I think this movie and I don't even think this movie was truly even affected as far as production and writing goes by what's going on behind the scenes at Warner Brothers. Because again, this movie was in production since like 2020. The first one debuts in 2019. This movie's been in production since 2020. This movie just simply suffers from poor execution and poor writing. However, it's here. And it also suffers from, I don't think the production of this movie suffers from everything going on at Warner Brothers, but the release date and the marketing and all that, this movie suffers from, for sure. This movie was pushed back multiple times, and they kept pushing it back. So
the thing is that you keep pushing.
Let me finish. You keep pushing this movie back. And you keep pushing it back for reasons like, it was supposed to be in December. Aquaman was supposed to come out December. And then they pushed Aquaman back. And then they said, oh shit, Avatar's coming up. You just need to release your movie. Okay? If people want to see your movie, they're going to see your movie.
Well, who wants to compete with Avatar?
This movie has been up in the air for so long. The interest for this movie was lost. And on top of that, it already had a not so great script and a not so great story. Therefore, this movie suffers in all that stuff. However, I don't think this movie is so bad that it should not see the light of day. I think that's very harsh. With that said, that's my
opinion. I really did not enjoy it. But it's like you pushed it because and you're saying like the valid points of why they pushed it, which again, I can see where they came from. Like, you don't want to compete with a box office monster. You don't want to. You don't. But at the same, but you pushed it to not compete with box office monsters. Yet you released it a week before John Wick 4.
I don't think that was their mindset.
Like,
March, they just found a weekend and they went for it. That's
But-
not competing against John Wick 4.
dude,
It-
like
it
a
by
week
itself.
before, week before John Wick 4, like you
people-
just don't do that.
people look to win weeks. They don't look to win months.
Well, it lost its
Especially
first week.
when you release it in midway through the month. They were looking to win the week. They were looking for a week to win. I don't think John Wick 4 was even on their radar because John Wick 4 is a lower budget than this film.
Yeah, but
Okay.
everyone freaking loves John Wick.
Listen, I don't think they look at that stuff. I think they look
I
at
think they're looking at it from like the big Hollywood blockbuster.
Correct.
You don't want to compete with Avatar. You're gonna lose. You don't want to compete. I mean, you don't want to self-compete with Black Adam because that's your same like you're on the same team. Don't compete with each other.
correct.
So it's a lose-lose. They were gonna lose either way. They took the route that they thought was gonna be the least damaging. It's still damaging, but this was probably the best that they could do, given with
the best of a bad situation.
the best of a
Right,
bad
because
situation. Yeah.
More and more movies are just gonna keep coming out.
The more
And-
you wait, it gets worse.
correct. They waited too long, and then more movies kept coming out.
And the thing is, you want to release it now so that whatever bad taste you got in your mouth is washed away by the time you go see Flash in June.
Another movie they didn't want to compete with.
By the time you go see Flash, you probably forgot everything about Fury of the Gods.
Honestly, like Fury of the Gods is it's so uninteresting and so unmemorable. I'm likely gonna forget about this movie in like the next week.
That's
Like-
okay.
Again, it's pretty bad, but yeah, like
So the big question now is,
what do we give it?
what do you give it? Let me tell you this. I left the theater with a 6 in mind. I was a solid 6. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely no. Actually, hang on a sec, because I feel like some of these audiences will just listen to a fart joke on Rotten Tomatoes and they'll be like, "Oh my god, 10 out of 10. Boy, oh boy, this is
Honestly,
fantastic."
I know
I love this.
I know we aren't speaking about the MCU, but that's how I feel about a lot of the
87%.
Shazam! This is Shazam.
87%.
That's why I made
Look.
the clarification. By the way, I know we're talking about Shazam.
80 Shazam on Rotten Tomatoes audience score 87%.
Nah, fam.
Absolutely not.
People
Absolutely
can
not.
like this movie.
87.
They can like it. If they
Listen,
like it, they
look
like
here.
it.
Look, listen.
If they like it, they like it.
You can like that. No, we need more. We need more. We need better. You need to ask for better, because otherwise you're gonna get farts like Fury of the Gods. So I was thinking going into it, I'm like, it's not as high as what I saw some people giving it, because I'm like, oh no, there were problems with this movie. I did not think it was as bad as what some of the critics were saying. The critics were like in the 4s, the 5s.
I give it a 5.
I was like at a 6, but after talking about it now and just really digging into it, I honestly just want to give it a 5. A 5.5. There we go.
I give it a 5 minus. Pure like
What
almost.
the hell is a 5 minus?
Dude,
a
sorry.
-5, like below 0?
No. Like I'm just talking almost like medical terms here.
Okay.
Like I would give it like a 5, kind of borderline going to like a high 4.
Wow. So it's teetering.
It's like teetering on the edge of like the 5 to 4.5. It's like it's teetering.
Okay.
Again, like I found some jokes funny. Like the Wonder Woman dream scene, I honestly laughed. That was a funny scene.
That was funny. Yeah.
Honestly, the movie, like take the bridge scene off, but the movie like had some themes at the beginning that I was like, please work with this. These are good ideas.
If you capitalize on Freddy, the Wizard, and the plot thread with
Like
Ash Rider, Ashton,
yeah, no,
Asher
like again, like
Angel.
that, like
Ashwinder,
just like
Asher
going.
Angel.
Asher Angel. You capitalize on that plot thread.
Billy.
No, yeah, just like
Billy
again,
Batson.
exploring abandonment issues, trauma, all that. Like, if they could have used the movie to explore those things, the movie, and you could still keep the comedic elements inside of the movie.
We're talking 8-9 territory.
Like
at
you're
that
like you're
point.
talking a good movie there.
Yeah.
But it's like they bring that up really early in the movie, and you're like, okay. And that's it.
They abandon it.
That scene is the only time they bring that up.
Yeah.
And they throw it away in the trash, and you're like, what the hell did you do?
I am telling you, this movie would get a lot lower. The only thing that it's saving graces were the scenes, with Freddy,
Yep.
with the wizard. There were some jokes where I was like, that was pretty good. I like that one.
Honestly, every scene that Freddy was in were the best scenes.
They
Like,
were the
Freddy's
best scenes.
banter, whoever, like, the one that, like, Freddy's lines are the best lines in the freaking movie.
Yeah, they were.
Everyone else is just cringe. It's like, ugh.
You take out
just like-
those elements that I did like out of this movie, you're looking at like 4 you're looking at I'm about to morb realms of mediocrity.
Oh no,
Grandmaster, you're
that I
awfully
do agree. Like people,
I'm letting
like
y'all
whoever
know.
says like
I'm curious.
Morbius was way worse than this. That's for sure.
It was very
like
much so.
Morbius was way worse than this.
Yes, I like just for bar comparisons. I think
definitely.
Let There Be Carnage is worse than this. I think
honestly, for me, Let There Be
um,
Carnage is out of the 3. Let There Be Carnage is for me the worst.
I'm just throwing out films so that people are not like, oh my god, you think this is the worst superhero movie ever? No, there are worse. Don't get me wrong. There are plenty more. But I feel like you sometimes gotta give these scores out like this, because if you don't, you get films like this again. And I feel like it's a learning experience. They did it with Wonder Woman in 1984, and it's like, no, do better. You did it right the first time. You did Shazam right the first time. Don't do what you did in these sequels. But
you got you have to be critical. When something is bad, you say that it's bad. If not, you have what's happening right now at MCU.
Okay, right there, MCU. Right, Grandmaster, you're awfully quiet in the corner. I want to give you a chance to speak your mind on what you think about Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Dr. Mondo and I will not attack you for your potential 9 out of 10.
I am muting myself.
Wasn't gonna give it a 9.
Go
I give
ahead.
it a 6.
Okay.
It's passable. A 6 is passable. I've seen worse movies. So, and when I say worse movies, I mean movies I never want to watch again. I could watch this again. And there are elements to this film that I think they did fine with. However, they forgot what made the first movie so good. And it's a shame. But I give it a 6 because there are things that I do like about this film. But like, for example, Wonder Woman 2, I probably give that like a 5. But this one, no, I enjoyed this film, some of it. But overall, I think it's a 6.
Do you recommend people to go watch this in theaters or just wait for HBO Max?
I mean,
streaming?
Nowadays, waiting is only a month. It's 45 days, and usually these things are on streaming services, so they can wait.
Just wait.
I don't think this is
You're not missing.
Use
You're not missing
use
much.
it to see John Wick. Yeah, or maybe even the Dungeons and Dragons, which the reviews are saying it's pretty good.
I mean, if you like Shazam and care for a theatrical experience, go watch it in theaters. If you do not care for Shazam, just wait. If you don't care about superhero films at all, you probably don't even know what we're talking about.
Why did you listen this far in?
All right. They're like, I thought this was Captain Marvel from MCU.
There's
I
more
don't know.
to the world than MCU.
They said Shazam. I thought this was Kazam, the Shaquille O'Neal movie where he's a
That's
genie.
what I was trying to remember. Kazam.
Oh my god.
Kazam, yes.
Wow.
But yes, I don't think
It's
this is
like that Amanda
the
block
Amanda
blister.
Lock Blister.
It's you didn't order Shazam. You ordered Kazam.
And it's like, my daughter will play it. Yeah, I get.
Yeah, I get.
I am Kazam.
Would you
Terrible.
like egg?
Either way, this is not the standard. Clearly,
It's
I
not,
don't think
No.
they should look at this film and be like, "Whoa, a success." No,
Whoa, we did this right. Look at that 87 on Rotten Tomatoes.
no. Y'all are right to rip it. However, I think there are some saving graces to this film.
And we have said some of the saving graces. The thing is,
Right.
the saving graces, I can count them maybe like with three fingers. But the rest of the movie is an absolute clusterfuck.
It's okay. It's okay because as of right now, this might just be it for Shazam. And it might be an ongoing battle, But with that said, James Gunn's DCU leaves a lot to be wanted. The constant revealing of conversations between The Rock, Zachary Levi, and folks at Warner Brothers shows a lot is still up in the air for what might James Gunn's DCU look like next. We have 3 films left in technically the DC extended universe, that being The Flash, which comes out in June, Blue Beetle, which I don't think has a release date.
It's supposed
And
to be this year, but no.
it is supposed to
no
be this
month,
year.
no month yet. Not that I
Right.
know.
Which is not a good sign for not having a month.
Well, I don't think Aquaman 2 has one either.
Yeah, Aquaman 2 is December.
It's confirmed December.
Yes, they keep making Aquaman December releases.
They did it once.
They only pushed it back to December releases. It was
Yeah,
supposed to
like-
come out in December 2022.
Yeah, I'm really not excited for Aquaman at all.
Yeah, don't have to be. Because literally no one knows anything about it. There hasn't been any trailers.
Except that Amber Heard is in the movie, and everyone's like, "What the hell?"
Well, I heard a lot of her scenes were cut. So,
Good.
Supposedly.
right. We just have to wait and see. The DC universe, whatever you want to call it, is still very much up in the air. But us here at the Yonko table will be there to eat it up, good or bad. So I guess we'll see you next time for The Flash in June. But if you care to hear any more of our DC takes, we definitely covered the release or the announcement of James Gunn. We covered a number of DC films, including Snyderverse, The Suicide Squad, and I think that's about it. We've also covered
Black Adam.
Black Adam. Oh, I knew I was forgetting one. Black Adam. We also covered Peacemaker as a season whole, and I think that's it for DC projects. But hey, folks, that's Shazam! Fury of the Gods. That's all we got to say on it. We probably got more to say, but we're gonna cut it here. But listen, if you want to join our conversation, please join the link below and come talk to us in our Discord. We'll gladly duke it out with you. I will gladly defend that 6. Dr. Mondo will continue to tell you that it does not deserve to be released, and you could tell us how badly you wanted to see Batgirl. All right, so follow the link below. But thank you for following us on all social media
I
platforms.
will die on my hill.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you for listening on your various podcast stations, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and whatever else. And Dr. Jace got things popping on Twitch, so go check him out. Dr. Mondo's doing his thing. I'm not going to tell you where he is, but he's doing his thing. So go follow him if you want to follow him. But that's it for us here at the Yonko table. We're closing out with everyone, I guess, is going to say Shazam on 3.
Shazam!
Oh,
Kazam!
Shazam!
Shazam!